Welcome back to Boppin Around with Ayesha
and Venus.
Woo!
Yay!
Welcome.
Why do I feel like camera shy today? We don't even have a camera, but I feel microphone shy.
I mean, like, I usually imagine that there's a camera in front of us where the projector projects.
We are excited for when we do bring in video.
No, definitely.
Because I think, that will help just bring everything to life.
Okay.
It would be cute, though, if we had, a nice little set. I mean, we could just do it on the sofa, but I think it just brings more pressure of knowing...
So sorry.
Lord,
it just came up.
Mercy. We would have...
I'm so sorry.
One thing about me is I never really burp. Well, I do sometimes, but I hiccup all the time, and you're a burper. No, I actually feel camera shy. What the hell?
Don't be camera shy.
I actually genuinely think that switching medications switches my personality.
Right.
Because, apparently with, SWers, there's little tiny differences between each brand. And the pharmacies will just give you whatever. They will literally just prescribe you whatever brand they have. They don't give a fuck about, making sure you take the same one. But I'm used to a certain one, and I got a different brand. And I don't know. I've only taken it for the past few days, so who knows. But... anyways, that's besides the point. The point was that we are excited to eventually bring in video recording at some point early next year. But it's just the thought, it's really fun to think about that. But it's also oh shit, that means we have to be camera ready. We need to be our positions matter.
Yeah.
Maybe makeup, hair,
I feel
outfit. It's
maybe we should, we'll look into it, obviously. We're going to be venturing out, getting another mic probably as well. And... it's all going to become
we should probably get another mic before we end up doing camera recording.
No, definitely. Yeah.
I hope this microphone has been going well for you guys in terms of our sound. I edited episode 6 last night, and that's the very first one that we did with the microphone. But I feel like I can't tell exactly how it sounds until I put it into Audacity and turn the volume up.
Right.
Hopefully it's an improvement from recording with a phone.
I just want to say... I'm actually so proud of you, Venus, by the way. I don't know if I said this to you today because I was going to say it to you, but the fact that you managed to get through all of your work in general, but then also do the podcast work, it's kind of fucking mind-blowing. I have no idea because this girl's be uploading on the fucking Instagram and the TikTok and
I've
editing
been prioritizing
the videos.
The podcast above my own work.
Please don't. Please don't.
No, I like it because it's actually a sense of direction
right
now, especially, not
definitely.
to bring everything up again, but when all my direction was taken away from me. So obviously I'm referring to the accounts being deleted and just all the bad shit that happened in the summer. But yeah, so I've been enjoying just focusing on something different, like the podcast, and
I really like the way you're handling it.
I like that we have something together.
Yeah.
Because we have our own separate thing going on, and then we join together.
I feel like it's so
fun. And vomit on the mic.
Oh.
We're vomit on the mic.
Okay, see, you couldn't pay me enough to actually.
This girl, I swear. So, how are we today?
Lord have mercy.
So. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so people listening in might remember that a few episodes ago I had some issue with my wisdom tooth. I might have mentioned it or not. Some throat pain and whatnot from sucking dick too hard. But ever since then, actually, I've actually lost hearing in my left ear for about 40% of it, and it feels like there's an AirPod inside and there's nothing there. I can't actually hear from that ear. But besides that, I'm doing okay.
Stop it.
I had good sex yesterday. I filmed a sex tape. Amazing. I can't walk straight.
Is that your first boy-girl tape now that you have?
Second, actually.
Okay.
That one needs to be edited.
Okay, but it was the same man, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and...
Banana Man.
How did it go? How did filming it go and everything
really
like that?
Good.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me borrow your tripod.
Oh, you're welcome. I forgot that it was gone. What the hell?
Yeah, it was really good. The thing is, right, I was just thinking about what did I watch that I liked? Let's recreate it. I showed him the video. He said he loved it. Let's recreate it. I just put the tripod in a certain place, got the lighting on, and we just started to go at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, so did you just get one angle? Did you get multiple angles? The different terms, POV angle, bird's eye view.
See, that's the thing. Venus, you're more experienced than I am. And let me just say, For this tape specifically, the last one we had different angles, but this tape specifically, we focused it on one angle but different positions. And
Did you do any POV?
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Like, because sometimes it gets complicated with sex tapes.
Yeah, of course.
But I think if you go into it knowing you're going to film it, it's a bit easier versus just like having sex and being like, oh, let's record this now. Because it's trying to like get the camera in a certain position, trying to...
Wait, sorry. I was thinking about this last night, and I think it was after I saw Charlie XCX on 4:30 in the morning, by the way, guys. She posted something on TikTok and I saw it. And I was thinking like, Venus is really knowledgeable. Like, and I think it's like every other week. And I'm just thinking like, Venus is really knowledgeable. Like, even now she's telling me about all these things. And I'm thinking, it's funny how no one else fucking understands. No one else gets it. And she's literally asking me, well, did you like do this? Did you do that? And I'm like, she knows what I wanted to do. She knows what's up.
This girl loves to compliment me on the podcast.
No, it's
in
just...
real life. She's like, get the fuck out of my face. I'm joking.
And I'm
she
like,
doesn't.
shut up.
No. Yeah, it is funny, isn't it? It's like, I feel like as well, even me giving you these tips, I never thought I'd have anyone to be giving tips to besides my boyfriend when it comes to like online sex work.
Oh, I love the tips.
I thought you meant like the money tips there, and I was like, how did we get to that? But you meant the tips as in, and you were telling me I was going to be sweating. Your hair was like stuck and it was like dripping down.
No. So there's 3 types of tips: money tips, advice tips, and penis tips.
Oh my god. Well, that's how you've been.
Can I ask you,
you need your ear sorted.
No, definitely. Let me ask you something on the topic of sex tapes. Sorry, this is obviously my second BG sex tape. But how was it for you back in the day doing your first ever ones?
I remember my first ever time recording with my now boyfriend. He was only my friend at the time. And I knew when I moved back to London after COVID that we were going to film something together. Actually, no, that's not true because I think originally I had said we shouldn't have sex anymore because we're just friends. So that was actually what happened first. And then, obviously those things never go the way you say, and the amount of times that like I went back and forth on that in itself. But it got to the point where I was like, right, do you want to record a sex tape with me? And I think he was always down to do it. The thing is though, I was the one used to having a camera, seeing myself, knowing the positions to get into, the angles, not necessarily in like a boy-girl setting, like, sex tape, but in a solo video. And I'm like used to performing in front of the camera, like putting on a show. Yeah. Versus he wasn't really. And he kind of struggled more with the planning of it, like the idea that we had planned out. And I was telling him, right, this is what you have to do, this and this. He kind of just wanted to go with the flow in the moment. Whereas I had like a certain vision in mind. So I remember I actually still like sell the first one we ever did together on my page. And it took a lot of tries and a lot of edits and stuff, I think, like, because there was just some funny scenes like trying to get us both in frame, and then like I think we would start laughing. I can't even fully remember, like there was just some awkward moments. But then after that we recorded like loads of different ones. But I think sometimes it's just like trying to, obviously a tripod helps, right? I think as well back then, and even still to this day, I don't really use a tripod, so it makes things a bit more awkward. I mean, I literally have one, but like, to be honest, I haven't recorded like a planned sex tape in a long time. But yeah, especially back then, like this was the year like 2021, I would have just had my phone and I would be trying to like rest it against a pillow or something. And then, you get your POV shot. You're trying to get all the different, like, shots.
Right.
So, but then, like, I have a lot of mini tapes as well, which I like to have those ones because at least then they just capture maybe, like, a 2-3 minute moment. It doesn't have to have multiple angles. And then you can sell those ones for cheaper, too, for people who are, like,
That's just true. That's very smart.
Less money to spend and would rather just not, not spend on a full tape. So...
Good idea.
Yeah. Also, my boyfriend had to get used to I say my boyfriend, but best friend at the time, he had to get used to seeing himself on camera as well, and certain positions like he didn't want to be seen in, like he didn't want his, you know, he didn't really want his face in it.
He didn't want his butthole in it.
We try not to put his
right?
face in them even still today. Sometimes you will see.
I'm sorry.
How did you even think? How did you? I was gonna say that, and then I was like, let me not.
No, because that's men's insecurities.
Yeah, no, just like, yeah. Well, we don't. I feel like
that's
I
a general.
say that.
Sorry.
But yeah.
You didn't say. I guessed it.
He just didn't want to be completely like, you know, seen. Right? He mostly just wanted to provide the penis, right? But it was a lot of fun, like making those early tapes with him. I do think as well, it also kind of like, I was like toying back and forth at the time, like, should we even be having sex? And then I was like, oh, but like, we make content together now. So it made things a bit confusing. But then again, I guess it was the universe's plan for us to be together. So
definitely. It was a consenting adult relationship. So the thing I want to ask you, correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say that the differences between your first few BG sex tapes and mine, so let's say my first ever one, with how you described it, there was a lot of like, you know, it was intimate, you know, you had like fun, you were giggling, you know, you were trying to get into the right position.
It was my best friend, you know what I
right.
mean? Like now he's literally my boyfriend. Like it's different from you when
one.
you're with
what's
a man
different?
that like you maybe met once or twice before.
Right.
So it's a little different. But you are
and they're paying me.
Yeah, see that's the thing. You did have that kind of, at least some of that, like you were in the position of power in that moment, because
kind of
certain in a bit of a way, not I guess you were the one being fucked.
He like, don't get me wrong, like he's paying for his time, and he pays me used to pay me a lot of money, like on top, and I told him, you got to stop doing that, because you know you're gonna run out of money and then you're not gonna be able to see me.
Literally,
you know, like if you're gonna spend on me, but calm down. I want your money, but I want you to keep coming back. Excuse me. Well,
you're quite irresponsible.
That's a spam coming
you're
out.
want me to be like, you're such a responsible sex worker, and then
no, I like to be transparent and honest as possible with my clients. It's only fair.
Because you're trans.
Trans? Oh no. Trans. Hide. I'm scared. Timmy. Did I know? Listen, what I was going to say, a difference is that you guys were being cutesy, you know, giggly, whatever. But for me, the big difference is, yes, both sides are horny, but my guy is so horny that in the first sex tape we filmed, it wasn't to my liking, because, you know, we have certain expectations of how we wish for things to go, especially when you feel like you're performing very well. But then when the actual video comes out at the end after editing, you know, and you realize you don't like the shots, you know, you don't like the angles, you don't like certain things.
Yeah, that's actually a thing that I struggle with too, where I'm like, oh my God, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And they'll be looking at it like, it's amazing.
Right. Exactly. That's what he said to me. He loves it. And I'm just like, okay,
and you really
cool.
start to see your body in a type of way that you've never seen it before when
Definitely.
you do record yourself, especially having sex.
Yeah.
Like, you start to notice so much more. Like, I want to say that before I did OnlyFans, I felt like a lot. It's weird. I feel like, I don't know how to, like, I think before doing OnlyFans, I obviously felt very confident in myself and my body.
Right.
In that sense, like my sexuality, my body. I had a lot of confidence in that sense to express myself, be naked online. But then and I think when I first started doing it, I was like, wow, oh my God, like it gave me this boost of confidence. I remember like walking around being like, oh, I'm so sexy, like, which is great, love that. But then I do think after doing it for 5 years, now who knows, this might have happened no matter what, because it's not just from doing OnlyFans, you know, it's from like being on social media, editing videos of myself every day, looking at myself on camera. But I think the body side of things, like I really started like analyzing every single part of my body, to the point where I'd be like, okay, look how that girl did it. She's like arching her back like that. Okay, let me do that pose. And I'm like, why the fuck does mine not look like that, you know? I'll be like, why is this? It looks like my ass disappeared, right? And it's just...
Okay, that's impossible. Stop. Sorry, I interrupted you. Continue.
Like, you just become a lot... Well, this is just my experience. You become so much more aware of how you look. And I think that's just with any sort of job that requires you being on camera, right? And
definitely.
just looking at yourself all the time. Like, it is quite vain, really. What was that woman from Girls? What's the actress's name? She posted something and she was like, I think you're all thinking of yourselves too highly or caring too much about yourself or something like that. I can't remember what she said. But Yeah, I just think, like, I wonder how I would feel about myself right now if I didn't say, like, never started doing OnlyFans and social
Right.
media. I think there's as always, there's nuance, there's positives and negatives. It definitely made me more confident and unapologetic. Sorry, that word is so funny. Unapologetically, like, doing something that I want to do. It gives you that basic confidence anyways. And creativity, like being able to really, like, do all sorts of types of photo
Definitely.
shoots, videos, think of new ways to make content. Like, I like to have a lot of fun on my page, you know, and do like little
Definitely.
random things like that you might not expect, you know. I posted a video of me dancing to Game of Thrones theme tune at one point.
Really?
Yeah, you can buy that on my page, guys.
Oh.
I was naked in the video.
Oh, that's why I haven't seen it. Sorry.
But then the downside is, like, you do look at yourself more. You are aware. I see so many naked girls, like, maybe not every single day, but there was a time period where I would look at naked girls every day just on Twitter, doing like retweet groups and all that. Nowadays, like, I do a lot of shout out mass posts on OnlyFans, and I see all sorts of bodies, like all sorts of girls, and you really just start to become aware of how you look compared to them, and, like, obviously we want what we can't have, you know.
Can I confess something?
Yeah.
So I don't actually do that.
The shout out for shout outs?
No, I mean, I haven't got to that level yet, but I will. And I haven't I haven't
That's what I thought you were saying.
I haven't found my people yet in that sense, but I will. I'm talking about in terms of
Babe, sorry, just, like, quickly before,
Yeah,
you
go
know,
ahead.
like, as soon as you can even be in the groups right now. Actually, a lot of the ones that I do are hairy related ones.
No, exactly.
But you could be,
I'm
like, as a
for
trans girl, like, you can
T-girls and
definitely be,
femboys,
like,
yeah.
I wonder what the rules are about it, because I'm pretty, like, a lot of them are really, I could see them being like, yeah, you can join them. There's
Yeah.
ones that are like 100 fans, some of them are like no minimum, you can just have any amount. But I think my ones might be a bit different because they're hairy creators.
Sorry. No, totally, I get you.
But yeah, go on to what you were saying.
I totally agree with you there. But I feel like I don't actually look at many, like, naked creators as much as I used to before, because once I started working in the industry and I started, like, actually, you know, doing in-person work, I feel like I had less time to do so. But now when I'm watching porn, it's actually either for, you know, inspiration or, and I, you know, I've been doing that for a while anyway, but now it's for, like, inspiration, but then also, you know, to get turned on.
Yeah.
You know, and I specifically obviously would look for other T-girls who've got, like, my body type probably, or, like, yeah, that's usually it. Well, I'm quite petite anyway.
That's why you said that was so funny. You took a pause. And you're like, let me say my line. I'm quite petite. It's like you have your little taglines. That was one of them.
Oh Lord.
That was so funny.
Oh Lord.
She's only like 5'2", guys.
No, literally.
She's Betty Boop. You're actually so Betty Boop
No,
coded,
literally.
honestly.
I so Betty Boop. And my hair.
so Betty Boop.
Wait, look at my hair from the back. How does it look?
It's so Betty Boopy. Your hair is so healthy and, like,
Do you think so?
luscious. Yeah.
Thank you.
Really soft and shiny.
I actually used the shampoo at a Pilates studio today.
Did you?
I did. And the conditioner.
Wow.
I never do. Oh, client call. I'm going to put that on the floor.
But yeah, go on what you were saying.
Yeah, no, basically, I feel like ever since my Reddit got taken down, which I need to push myself to get back onto.
Sorry, I always talk about that with everyone.
No, it's terrible.
The shortcut for, like, Kenny was talking about his keyboard shortcuts, and I was like, I'm scared to do them after your shortcut. Tagging yourself,
know.
like, as CP, Lord have mercy. Anyways, go
These
on.
fucking Redditors. Okay, sorry.
Babe, you were tagging yourself as... Okay.
They're degenerates.
Anyways, go on.
Like, it didn't even cross my mind.
I never even told you. You know, I did my verification for the 3rd time.
Did it work?
No, because this time they told me, they should have told me this from the beginning. It's annoying me. You need 14 days of active posts on your account.
How many do you
So they
have?
can prove. Well, like, at the Reddit account hadn't been posted on, and probably a week before that I'd started posting. But they didn't tell me that. Anyways, okay, yeah, let's get back on topic.
Yeah, so when I...
You were saying that you like to look at
me.
people that are the same size as you, you're petite.
Right, that's usually when I'm, like, trying to get myself turned on, because then I can, like, properly imagine myself in that position. Because obviously you just see the scenario. Okay, this is me. This is just me. I don't know if it's anyone else, but what I do is I would open porn, and one of our friends basically listens to audio porn.
Is that not me?
You listen to audio porn as well?
Wait, when did she tell you this?
You told me this about her.
No, you're getting confused. It was me that would do it.
You listen?
Or she would do it as well, I'm pretty sure.
I've been doing that for a while now.
Oh my god, babe. I started doing that in the era of the crackdown, like 2018, 2019.
That's you.
Yeah, and I would find videos on YouTube back then.
Oh shit.
And a lot of them have been removed. I tried to find one specific one recently and it's
You must be quite traumatized.
Why?
Because you can't actually...
One thing about me is I
love
love like the oral side of it all. Like that's kind of like my thing.
the audio bit.
Yeah, oral, me saying oral.
What's like, oral?
Oral. It's like, you know, in school you'd have your oral test and your oral test where you listen to the language.
Right.
Am I saying it right? You didn't have that. You didn't go to school.
I was born and raised in the streets.
You're born a barn.
Like a hoe. Okay.
Like a hermit!
Jesus Christ.
You know that video? Have I showed you it?
No.
Kenny showed me. He said he used to say to his mom all the time, he's like, I'll stay here. Like a hermit! I'll show you that after.
No, Venus is a fucking cartoon character. Please tell me why when I was in Pilates this afternoon, right? This baby face in a pink jumpsuit just walks towards
Bright
me.
pink as well.
Bright pink. And I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of jumped a little.
Did you actually? Fuck you,
I
dude.
was like, what the fuck?
I know, it's like so bright. You know,
She looks so cute though.
Can I just say one thing? You know, when you walk out of the changing rooms in that place, you kind of feel like you're like walking on like everyone's looking at you as you walk out.
Yeah. It's like a catwalk. Yeah.
Let me go down to my class. Like.
Okay, we're going on a tangent. So the thing is, before me and Venus got reconnected at the beginning of the year, when I was doing my research into OnlyFans and whatnot and to start working in the industry, I did actually have a good amount of like time, let's say about a few months, where I would be on Reddit posting a lot of stuff, but also like looking at other creators and kind of getting inspiration and ideas and slowly understanding that it's all a facade really, right? We're just trying to appeal to the male gaze, you know, and that's what we do for our sex tapes. That's what we do for our media. But I personally think it's worth it because we get paid. You know, at the end of the day, power to us, because who are they to say that we can't do what we want to do when they're the ones who want to see us do it?
Okay, so when it comes to like, say, comparison, how have you found it, like in terms of you comparing yourself?
Right,
to
like,
other...
okay.
Yeah, that's...
Wow, you're hitting hard here, aren't you? If I have to be totally honest with you, like down to earth, like really brutally honest, before I even knew I was trans, I would compare myself with other femboys and T-girls and think, why don't I look as feminine as them? And I hadn't clocked I was trans. I was just an egg, right?
What'd you say?
An egg.
You were an egg.
That's what they call it.
Oh, really? Oh, because you were
your
born,
egg,
yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
your egg wasn't cracked yet.
Right.
So I didn't know. I didn't even know I was an egg back then. But there was this other trans girl that I was talking to when I was like 18, and she was so slim and really skinny, but it was really hot, especially to me at the time. And I was talking to her and I was like, how did you do it? And she was talking about her mental health problems, but the way she was saying it was kind of either she was being seductive or I was just being a horny little teen. Okay, I was 18 years old. And I was like, do you recommend me doing this and that, you know, what you're going through? And she's like, babe, no, I do not recommend what I'm going through, you know. I'm literally having mental health crises, you know. Going
right,
through
but when you said do you recommend it as in transitioning?
No, as in she would starve herself so she could be skinny.
Oh, sorry. Okay, and you were saying, do you recommend you starving yourself?
Right.
Really?
So yes, I asked her that. Do you recommend me starving myself? She said no.
Because you were having like the body dysmorphia of everything with it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I didn't realize there was body dysmorphia. So.
And which I mean.
I do compare myself. Obviously, I think a lot of T-girls and not girls in general probably just do compare themselves when they see other women on the internet.
And since you've been doing sex work, especially sex work online, like
I've cut down.
You don't find that you're like, how is it when you're like editing your videos and seeing yourself so much? Okay,
so one thing about Venus is her memory is quite good, so she'll probably come back to me in about another 5 or 6 months and ask me the same question, and she'll be like, wait, what you said 5 or 6 months ago is different.
I will remember.
So I'm going to tell you and Venus now, okay, everyone? Now, when I film sex tapes, now when I take pictures of myself nude, I'm in love. I'm in love.
I can see that for you too as well, because it's like you've gone from like literally being someone that wasn't true to who you are.
Right.
You know, you were expressing the gender that you were physically born as.
Right.
But you weren't being yourself. You were being like female.
Yeah.
As you knew that you were. So it's almost like your transition and your sex work have basically like kind of worked together in a sense.
Definitely.
To
100%.
really bring you that like self-love. And I remember when I first started doing it too, like I really was like, holy fuck, like I'm so hot. I feel like I've had such a glow up. I was like 25, 26 when I started doing OF, and I remember being like taking all those photos of myself. I was like, I feel so pretty. Like, oh my God, it was so fun dressing up and stuff like that. And like, it's like, it really does allow you to like, it's like you can either see the best in yourself.
Right.
Or, you know, you can like and obviously, it comes with it. Like over time, you will start to like have your negative moments. People will say shit to you online and like comment on your appearance and say all sorts. But like over time, it like the more that you, even your own self, that you put yourself down, it's like it kind of almost like you get to a point where you're like, I don't want to do that. Like I have to like truly love myself, and
it's true.
Like think highly of myself. Otherwise, who is gonna like? No one's gonna do it for me. Like you know what I mean? It's like you have to really.
I want to add to
emphasis that.
I really, really agree with what you say, and the one thing I want to add is that you specifically saying that, and me specifically talking about that as well, us talking about this here on this podcast, is so important. And I feel like to the people listening, right? If there's nobody listening, if it's just Venus listening and editing, or if it's just me listening to it, whoever is fucking listening out there, you know, to our chasers, you know, to our fans or whoever the fuck, when you have to post yourself online, just know that a lot of people have gone through similar experiences of having self-doubt, you know, imposter syndrome, feeling like they're not worth it and stuff. But when I see other people online, specifically girls, just saying, you can do it, you know, it's true, you can. And at the end of the day, everyone is different. Nobody is perfect, but that's what makes us so special. Otherwise, what would be the point of anything? Yeah. The only thing that makes a human actually happy is progress. And if we were all the same, then there would be nothing to progress to.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
But do you mean progress is in...
Just improve, you know, do whatever you want. If you have a goal and you want to strive towards
and also,
that.
if we were all the exact same, like let's say we were all this certain standard of what we consider perfect, like... First of all, there would be a new standard then.
Yeah.
Or it would just be fucking, like, boring as fuck.
Boring as fuck.
Like, I love, say, like, with all my friends, I love how everyone's so different from each other. And, like everyone's from different parts of the world, ethnicity-wise. Or, like, I have friends in Ireland. I have friends in London. I have friends who really get what I do. I have friends who don't really get it, but like, you know, they're still like supportive. It's just like they don't really get it, you know. You have all sorts of people in your life, and you love them for all different reasons. And that's kind of what makes things like fun, interesting.
Sorry to cut you. That is very true though, by the way. That is what makes things fun.
Also, like, okay, we're kind of going off tangent, but like, what is that quote as well? Someone won't remember. What do you think people are going to say about you when you're gone? Are they going to talk about... saying this right now kind of is funny, but it's like, are they going to write on your tombstone, like, she had, like, the nicest body with, like, I don't know, like, the most flattest stomach? Or are they going to be like, she lit up every room she went into. Exactly. She was the sweetest, funniest person. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is so, like, it's almost like, okay, but that does... I think you can take from that what you want, because it's like... I get the intention of it, you know, and I just think it is good to just live by that, be like...
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just want to say as well, so specifically to any queer people or any trans person out there who is listening, if it's me or whoever, I saw this TikTok like 2 days ago, and this trans girl was talking about how don't let cis hetero standards define your beauty, and that, you know, sometimes being clocky is beautiful, you know, and to love yourself the way as you are, because if you feel like the more passing you are, that's what defines your beauty, then when you do fully pass, you're never going to be happy, you know. It's not about that, and it's more so about accepting your beauty right now and finding that. And that really clicked with me. And I was like, damn, that's so true.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that anyway 99% of the time, but then, you know, that 1% of the time you'll have that little voice in your head saying, oh, something's wrong, or something doesn't look right, or, you know, it's the dysmorphia coming out, or the dysphoria, and then...
I can't even imagine. I feel like it's it's actually
terrible.
like such a...
You want to die, babe, honestly.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
because like it's so much more than just, you know, say me, for example, just like, oh, I don't think I look good today or something. It's like so much more than that. It's like you're trying to come to terms with, like, first of all, yourself, accepting yourself, loving yourself in a world that is right now especially trying to like shame you and basically tell you that you shouldn't exist, like, and then not only that, but you're like trying to think about your actual physical transition,
right?
Like, there's so much that goes into it. Like, there's so much like that could affect your mental health, and you really have to be
kind of strong,
taking care of yourself throughout it all.
I want to add something to that, actually. So this other person said this on TikTok, and they were like, it's kind of disgusting how the world, well, specifically people who don't like us, they like to just generalize us into something derogatory and our being as just sexual disgustingness, you know, like we're not just that. Like, I might be a sex worker. Like, in the UK, the Office of National Statistics stated that as of 2021, the number of trans people in the country is 0.5%. Now, if that's the case, imagine how many of them are sex workers. Very little.
Yeah.
Very fucking little, right?
Yeah.
So, if I'm one of the very, very few sex workers who are trans out there, think about everyone else who isn't a sex worker. They're just trying to get on with their fucking life at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know? And all the trans people out there who are, you know, either a trans man, trans woman, whatever, intersex, people are just getting on with their lives. You don't even know that they're there. You don't even see them, right? And it's just like, it's kind of weird, like, to think about. Like, in your head, all you do is think about my existence and where I go to piss. That's
yeah,
so
no, I know. It's just
all I want to do after a day's work. Do you know what I do, honey?
So it's just like,
I pack up my things, babe. I pack up my things. Yeah, I go back home, get my cat in my room, lay out all my money. She loves to see it.
I love when you like include your cat with your money shots that you take. Like,
no, because
she loves that money.
No, she loves
She's like,
it.
that's pussy money right there.
No, literally.
Your pussy loves the pussy money.
She loves it. She loves it. She rolls over and everything. She bites it. She plays.
You're like, look what Mama brought home tonight.
You know, if you ever get a cat, that's what you want to do.
What?
You want to, if you've gotten something from outside for yourself,
so you need to
show it to them,
right.
And they're super proud of you.
Oh my god, that's
because they think you went and hunted for that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a way you did.
I did. I really did. I hunted that dick. I'd be fucking grinding out there. I did some Pilates moves on Banana Man.
Did you?
Yeah.
What Pilates moves?
You know when you lay down on your back and you do the ab
oh yeah,
extension with your legs.
I will say, like, I do think Pilates definitely makes you better. 100%. Like, sex, it just makes you more flexible, and you're able to like stay in different positions longer. For me personally too, it's like I can, because I have pain in my left hip.
Right.
I sometimes having sex, like, it actually will hurt in there, especially depending where the dick is pointing. If it's going towards the left, it will hurt.
No, I totally understand.
But Pilates overall is very good for my body. It like stretches it out, so it really helps with that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm ashamed to admit that I haven't actually been, until like the past few months. See, it makes me kind of not necessarily doubt, but laugh at my own words, you know, when I talk about how good I am at sex. Because I think I'm pretty good at sex. But then when I think about it, like, I know there's a lot more room for improvement. You know, as a sex worker, yes, I have a lot of sex. But, you know, when we tuck our spines and untuck them, that's a big thing during sex. And I never used to really, really do it until this year.
I guess you're right.
It's a big thing.
Because
Try it
like,
out
even
more.
if you're like on top cowgirl.
Yeah. No, literally.
Even if you're doing cowgirl, it's like you know, you're kind of going like,
It just, if I'm just saying, if it was so good, but they love it as well, and if you don't want them to finish, then just don't do it.
do you do the thing where you like clench your bum hole to like get them to finish quicker?
So I don't. It's not about clenching your butthole. It's about clenching your core.
Sorry. That's what, yeah, I meant
clenching your core.
I meant just like the feeling for them.
Yeah, no, Pilates is so fun. Honestly, I was doing so much Pilates on him yesterday. I was like, shall I shoot my Pilates? I was whispering in his ear thinking, okay, I just hope he's not turned off by the fact that we're filming and everything. I want him to feel horny and, you know, I just want him to be as hard as possible.
Yeah.
You know, because I know how big his dick can get. And I know the first time we were filming, his dick wasn't, you know, it was like 50% there. And I was like, watching the video back and I was like, boy, you were so nervous when we were filming this. I'm giving you a Viagra next time.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because in general, he's a nervous person. And when I first met him, I didn't think his dick would be that big. Right. And I was like, I was really confused because it's like...
A nervous boy with a big dick?
He's kind of cute. He's kind of cute.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
got that big dick energy.
He really does.
Got that big dick energy.
Really does.
Whoa, we're actually speechless. That's crazy. So I like to do this thing where I don't look at the content in the moment after I take it. I might have said this on the podcast already. I don't like to look at photos, just in general. It doesn't even have to be to do with sex work. I don't like to look at photos, videos, anything. Unless it's like a TikTok that I'm posting right away, you know what I mean? But just like photos where I'm meant to be looking good or whatever, you know, I don't like to look at them in the moment because it's just like, I think I learned this maybe a few years back that like, when you look back at photos of yourself from a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, for most of them, you're going to be like, I look fucking cute, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is. Like, especially once you're like, you know, past the awkward stage of whatever age, you know what I mean? You're kind of just like who you still are today. Just obviously your style changes and that. But like in the moment, you probably maybe didn't like it because when you're in the moment, you're critiquing yourself so much more because you're thinking, I could do better. You know, I could look better. I could change the angle. So I just don't like to look at stuff in the moment. I just like to let it be as it is. I am quite a like go with the flow person in a lot of ways. Like I have been a perfectionist when I was really young, like perfectionist kid. And I think I just like rebelled out of that and didn't like being like that. I do have some perfectionist potentially instincts. Even like when you procrastinate, right? That's actually perfectionism getting in the way because you're afraid to even try.
Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah, so you're like protecting yourself. Ouch. And I do think sometimes maybe that's what's happening, but I'm really not perfectionist when it comes to in the content in the moment, but I just know myself that I'd rather look at it like give it even just give it a day,
right,
or like a week. But then I know sometimes it's like then I don't even end up posting the content or but yeah, I just think especially now when I look back at my OnlyFans vault and I see videos of me from like 2-3 years ago and I'm like, oh my god, like I look so cute or I look so different or I'm like, oh my god, look at me working it. Like I don't know, you look at yourself in a much nicer eye.
I love that.
When you give it a bit of time.
I love that. I can't say the same for me. Only because and it wasn't that long ago that I actually came out to the fucking world, well, to the world, but to the people I care about my gender identity, right? For the most part, I think since I was 16 at least till the end of last year, I was really fucking depressed my whole life. I couldn't really pinpoint it, but that's part of bipolar, but also it's part of like, you know, just not being happy with yourself. So I can't exactly say the same necessarily for myself when I look back. Maybe for a few years from now, I will definitely look back and be happy. Yeah. Because this year has actually been one of the happiest years of my life. Yeah. By far. Yeah. And I love that.
I know, that makes me so happy. Cause,
honestly, babe, it's just good. Life is good.
Yeah, it's crazy because even when I think back to when we were first friends in like 2019, I'm like, I can already see how much more happy you are now than back then. Yeah. I think back then you were like, you know, you were like still how you are today, but you were kind of like just going through it, or like, you know, dealing with depression and everything. Whereas now, probably more, you're a lot more stable.
I was confident then.
Yeah. Wow. But it was like more of a like outward confidence versus like inner confidence, self-love. That's so big. You know.
This is what I mean. This is what Venus does, right? Venus, like...
That's that psychology degree coming through.
God damn, woman. Cognitive dissonance. What does that mean again?
I love that word, cognitive dissonance. It's when your actions and your beliefs like don't match up.
Right.
I think that's the gist of it, basically.
I like that.
Yeah, what would you say to someone right now that's like struggling? Let's even just say you're like to other sex workers out there. Like, what would you say to them about like if they're kind of struggling with their self-image?
Okay, if you're struggling with your self-image as a sex worker, I think maybe you need to take like a step back and think to yourself, when was the last time you had a proper break? But was it an actual break, right? It's not like mindless scrolling. It's about going out for some fresh air, doing some exercise, looking after yourself. When was the last time you actually looked after yourself? Because I feel like when you look after yourself and do some form of actual self-care, you tend to have that feeling of confidence and love for yourself more.
That's so accurate. Yeah.
You know, because it's like something that you look after, you're going to prize it more, right? I know I look after myself a lot, right? I go to my Pilates twice a week. I've been doing kickboxing once a week. Amazing. I do a lot of skincare, healthcare, all of this bullshit.
Fitness definitely helps with your overall self-image because you could say like, oh, but it's not just you trying to like look different, and it's like, well, that obviously is a part of it, okay? Like aesthetics, everyone wants to like, well, maybe obviously not everyone, right? But aesthetics are important to a lot of people. It just depends how much you value them, because there's so much more to fitness, working out, everything than just like the aesthetic results that you get.
Exactly.
And like just there's so many parts of like exercising that actually helps your confidence, your like self-love, like all of that. It comes in many forms, like when you finish a workout and be like, wow, I actually did that. You get a boost in confidence of that, because not only you show up for yourself, and it's like you build trust in yourself that you are going to show up for yourself and, you know, exercise, like achieve a goal, whether that be like lifting a heavier weight, or you feel like you've improved in Pilates, like you can hold the plank longer, run longer distances, like you just like, wow, I can really do it.
Yeah, you feel
and
really
you also
good.
get then like all the endorphins.
Oh, tell me
then
about it.
after we finish a Pilates class, ooh, oh child.
I literally every class I'm like,
and then
I'm
you get
so
your shower,
excited.
and you just we used to not shower afterwards. We were so stinky, but now we shower before we leave, and it just feels
good.
so nice.
So good.
Yeah.
That shower is so deserving as well. You know, okay. I know I moan, right?
Ayesha is so funny in the class. You're like the most expressive. You really make noise. I'd say the teacher loves it. Like you moan in the shower.
No, literally, I will literally pop into the shower, turn the shower on. I go full blast heat. I don't put it on my hair, but I put it on my body. And as soon as it hits me, I unintentionally moan because it just feels so good. It's just that feeling of, you know, obviously not like that. It's the moan I just did was more safe for work. But then
I actually farted in the shower today.
Oh, really?
And it made that, like, you know when you fart under water and it like makes this really weird like bubble noise or something? Yeah.
Okay, should I say something disgusting as well then?
Did you piss in the shower?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I pissed in there once maybe.
I've done it like 3 times.
I don't like pissing in my home shower. I tell like my boyfriend not to do it either because I just find it like...
Oh, yeah.
Although I will say when you deal with a chronic UTI, you just have to let whatever is coming out come out. So I kind of give myself the pass. But it's not like proper full-blown urine. It's more like just like drips of shit. Sorry, that sounds wrong. It's more like little tiny stream of piss coming out. It's mostly just water as well. Sometimes.
I feel like the difference between me and you in that sense is that you've basically like... You've got like a bag of water and it's got a few holes in it. It drips out. But for me, I've actually got a water gun down there and I just like, point it.
Oh my goodness.
Just like ratting myself out there.
Yeah, well, back on topic.
Feeling a bit rattish
I was
today.
actually gonna. So yeah, something that I find with myself, right, is that, you know, like I look at other people online and I'm like, oh my god, wow! Like, I almost get inspired by seeing other people live their lives.
Definitely.
And seeing them be confident, and it almost like gives me just like a boost in like. Sometimes it feels like I wish I could watch myself from someone else's point of view. Yeah. Why does that? And like I would actually try harder. I don't know if that really makes sense.
I totally
But
understand.
you know when it's like you feel like you're watching these, like say let's just say you're watching a creator online and you're like watching their life play out and you're like, wow. You watch it and you feel like you're watching a movie and you're like, wow, there's so much point to life. There's so much point in me like doing this or working hard or looking like good, like putting myself together.
Right.
But then like you struggle to actually follow through with that.
There's two things. So I know that there's a handful of people out there when they see content like that, they get jealous or envious, you know, but then there's also people who like find it motivating and inspirational. But I want to say that there's actually a third group of people where, you know, you see it and you're just like, and I feel like this does happen to me from time to time on the very rare occasions when I'm very tired, you know, because I'm just thinking, you know, I'm working so hard to get to my goal and I feel like I'm not getting that far. But the truth is, right, we are progressing, whether it's by little steps, you know, 1 or 2 steps or by 100 steps, you know, we're still progressing. Progress
and it's
is progress.
never just like steps forward, it's steps backwards.
Exactly.
Too.
And that's what you're not going to see in that little short film video, right?
Yeah.
But that's one thing I try to remind myself when I see those videos.
Yeah.
I love them, but I tell myself, now that I am starting to become more of a content creator.
Woo!
Yeah, woohoo!
You said that so cute. Yeah, woohoo!
In the background, you realize like how much harder it is, right? But then there's a sense of like accomplishment and relief. Like I see Venus and I see her and she's accomplished all this shit and it definitely fucking motivates me. You know, I've pushed myself for the last like 3-4 weeks very fucking hard to the point where I'm on track to go Thailand for a month.
No, and the thing is, you're inspiring me. I think I inspired you in the beginning of the year, and then now I'm inspired by you and you staying on your shit, and it's just
that's good. I like that.
Yeah, because it's just like it's like what I said, right, about seeing like someone online doing something and you're like, right, okay, they can do it, I can do it. But when you have someone like your best friend in real life,
right,
and you're both like very similar and doing like obviously doing this work, it's very good for your mental health and just like your motivation.
No, definitely.
And you feel a lot safer. It's like when you have that one friend at a job you hate, you feel just like a lot better.
100%.
Or even doesn't have to be a job you hate, right? It could just be like you just have that one person that you can go to that like you get along with. Like I remember in my old job I had someone there that was like just like, I'm so grateful that I had them, because otherwise I probably would have sank and drowned. So I just find that the fact that we have each other is really helpful. So like I guess another point to that, if you are a sex worker and you're like kind of just struggling, like I mean, this is coming from me, who I've never really made much of an effort to make friends online with people. Like obviously like I'm always like sweet and friendly, and you know, I've left comments on certain other creators like posts and talk to them here and there, but like I see all the girls that I like I'm in groups with and stuff, they all meet up, and like a lot of them are based in America. But like it's always like every so often I'll be like, oh, they met up, oh wow. But like a lot of it is for collaboration, whether that just be social media collaboration or whether that be like actual sex collaboration, for like girl videos, which is something that I don't want to do girl videos, but at least right now, and at least in the confines of my relationship. But I think social media collabs could be fun. I think if you and me we could like go to something like that, or like meet up with some creators, that would be really fun.
That would be so lit.
Yeah, but I will say, like, definitely put yourself out there in terms of like making friends with people, whether it just be online or whether you find someone in your local area. Just like I mean, I think we got kind of lucky with each other, but I will say for 5 years I didn't have anyone in real life that like I could talk to, like as in talk to in this way, because we're both doing the same thing. And I know that like, wow, it actually is so good when you do have someone who's just doing really something similar to you.
No, that's actually so cool.
Even if it's just someone that posts online or like is trying to do social media, you know, like obviously OnlyFans is a bit different, but it's a lot of the job is marketing on social media.
Big time.
Yeah.
I want to add to that. So specifically like in the topic of just working in the sex industry, right? I know I do in-person work, and there's sometimes where I have moments where it's very intense and whatnot. And if I was to like just say specific scenarios or just stories or just interactions I've had with the clients, with just random people, they'll probably just be gobsmacked and just think, wow, that sucks, slut. But when I say something to Venus, when I tell Venus about my work or anything that's happened to me, I do feel reassured afterwards, because I don't know what it is, but she manages to like calm me down, you know. I'm usually, by the way, Venus, if you didn't notice, when I type crazy and stuff, I'm usually in a state of like high anxiety, or I'm just like coming down from like a high or just something. I'm just emotionally just not normal. I'm like either really high or really low. Especially when I'm tapping in caps.
No, because you type and I type like this to you too. I don't know who started doing it. I think you did, but it's like you'll be like, my asshole is like, you'll send them all separate messages.
It was
Sore
probably my
as
ex.
fuck.
My
Like
ex
you send them
that.
all as like.
My ex hated that. She hated that.
No, but I like it. I do that now as well too.
Like I don't see a problem with that. Like what the fuck is the issue? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, what Venus said. You know, having people in the industry that you know that you can probably talk to, even if it's a community or friends online, it is very helpful, right? Like when I reach out to Venus, like during the days when I'm doing in-person sex work, like I feel good because Venus reassures me that I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and that keeps me grounded. You know, that makes me feel a bit better because, you know, it can get intense out there, whether you're doing in person, whether you're doing online. It can get intense. It can get quite emotional. You know, sometimes you feel like other people can't relate to you, but there are people which can relate to you. Don't worry, it's not the end of the world.
Sometimes I feel like in a job like this where you can always be doing more, right? It's kind of when you work for yourself, right? But let's just say, especially when it comes to like sex work, there's always more you can be doing, whether it's like marketing yourself online, you know, for you, like seeing more clients. Like there's always just more that you can do that I think we succumb to feeling like we didn't try hard enough, or that we failed, or that we're not like doing enough, basically.
No, definitely.
And I was even just thinking about this today, like we need to focus on the things that we actually did get done that day. Like maybe it didn't play out in the exact way you wanted, but if you just look at everything that you actually have done, you'd be like, well, okay, I actually did do all that. But some stuff we don't even think twice about. Like, you know, I edited a podcast last night, like 12 a.m. till 1 a.m. Obviously not the best timing, and I was like, oh, I'm annoyed I didn't do this earlier, but like I still got that done. You know,
That's a big win. Yeah.
There's things that we think are simple things, but actually when you really think about it, like it's all part of the bigger picture. And just like just remember all the things that you are doing and like celebrate yourself for that. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's get used to celebrating small things.
100%. Okay, if we talk like that, then think about something from the past few days that it might be small, but you could celebrate. What would it be?
In the past few days, it depends, because
it could be anything.
Do you want like something that?
Can I say my one?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, so if I could celebrate something, I would say maybe two things. So one, I've had a lot of fun creating TikToks. Right, Venus told me start doing TikTok.
Yeah,
so
I
fun.
love it. I love it.
I love it. It's so fun. And I'm not posting there to be promotion or whatnot. I'm just posting there to like have fun, really.
Yeah.
And kind of learn how to use the app more.
Kind of get used to what you should be posting as well. Seeing what does well. Yeah, exactly. And everything. Yeah.
Because it's a bit different from Instagram, where on Instagram you can be a bit more spicy, but TikTok is very serious. And obviously you got to learn the ins and outs. I'm doing that. So one, I'm having fun on TikTok. But two, the second win I want to talk about is a few of my posts went like mini viral.
Yeah. Sorry, what's the most views you've gotten now on a video?
I think one of them has like 12,000 views, and that's was like
really good.
2 days of uploads.
That's really good.
And that's just like, to me, it's like, whoa.
Then when you be consistent on TikTok, like when you get into like a kind of a habit of posting it, like even if you're only posting once a day, but if you get into the habit of it, especially if you're doing twice, or even like when I'm telling you, you could do like 5 times. You know, if they see that you're consistent, and then like that your videos kind of have a point to them, or you know, you're niche to a certain extent, they're going to push you, like eventually one video will get a lot of views. Yeah. And then it's kind of also good to think about like, okay, how can I recreate that video then?
Exactly.
Like this clearly has worked, so let me find new ways to do this.
You told me to do that and I did it and it worked again.
Yeah.
So there you go, that's a testament.
Yeah, definitely. You have to look at like where the views are coming from, because in a lot of the like webinars and stuff that I've joined for, you know, this type for OnlyFans, like creators will, you know, say like, oh, I launched a new Instagram, I launched a new TikTok, but it's just not getting views. How do I get what do I do? And a lot of times they'll say, like the people hosting them will be like, well, okay, you've posted how many times? Okay, which video got the most views out of all those videos? Okay, do more of that until like, you know, you keep experimenting.
Right.
Some people even have like their just an account where they just test different trends on and test different videos to see. Yeah. And then they make a separate account then. There's actually like there's this guy, the one that I said I bought his course back in an episode ago, called Scotty, and he has a whole course about how to start OnlyFans and like how to succeed and get to the top 1%. And like one of his methods, I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of like, you have like a test TikTok where you test out different videos and trends and see what does well. And then when one of those videos does quite well, okay, let's open a new account and purely make videos based off of that niche.
Oh.
And then you like these are called your worker accounts, right? And then they all direct back to your main accounts.
See that?
So you direct people back.
That's very practical.
It's like kind of like a
I love that because
a chain.
That's what social media is nowadays. Yes, there's quality. Yes, there's consistency, but you know, there's so many accounts out there, right? There's so many accounts out there. So many. We can't even fathom how many fucking accounts, how many people have accounts out there. And now that you've got people out here with multiple accounts, it only makes sense if you have more than one account, if you want to reach more people.
Oh, yeah. With sex work, online sex work, it's recommended to have like many accounts on every platform. Love like literally. There's creators like that have like, there's one girl who has 40, well, I don't know what she has right now, but she has like 42 Instagrams. But then like, you know, it ranges. Like I think I see like some successful creators that just maybe have around 5 TikToks,
right,
5 Instagrams. It all depends what you can manage, and you just have to be clear about what works for you, how much time you have to give. Like obviously for me, before they all got deleted, I had like I think 6 promotional Instagrams and 1 main promotional TikTok. The Instagrams was really where I had like I had 6. I'm pretty sure it was around 6. And then I had my main Safe for Work account as well. And it's important because if one of them gets shadow banned or one of them gets deleted, well, in my case they all did, but you know, back at least like if you don't have them all connected, if one gets deleted, you'll still have the other ones there. And then, you know, sometimes you won't get you'll post something and they won't like it. Instagram won't like it, they'll flag it, and then you have to wait for them. Then you delete the video and you have to wait for them then to like approve your account to be recommended to people again. So then it's good that you actually have your other accounts that you post on during that time.
That way you don't get like, you know, fucked up basically.
Yeah.
Doesn't fuck you over. But wait, back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, how did we get onto this? Okay, the self. Yeah,
what is your win from the last few days?
Oh, sorry. Well, this isn't really to do, well, it kind of is to do at work, but I had like, it wasn't really, okay, I'll do 2, right? I feel happy that we got our podcast up on YouTube. I got it up on YouTube. I think it's a lot related to the podcast, honestly. Okay, and I think as well, just like, I think I said it in the last episode, but just, I think my win, I'm doing things slowly for sure, but like just getting back on Reddit, and trying to like, you know, figure out posting there again.
I'll tell you a win that I can see that you did.
Yeah, go on, tell me.
You literally said that you edited the fucking episode yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a massive win.
I edited a dealer one last week too.
Babe, just the fact that you edited it, like even to anyone listening out there, just even if it's a task that you were supposed to get done, right? If you've done it, that's a massive step forward to your goal, right? Because if we didn't have Venus, then I don't think this podcast would have got off the ground anyway, because she's handling a lot of the load right now. I'm handling a lot of the physical loads, usually in my mouth or in my face.
I do think like when I look at wins right now, I'm thinking of like the podcast and like getting it set up every day, kind of doing something towards it. Right. Obviously the editing, that's one thing, but then it's also like the promoting it and trying to get it out there and stuff like that. And setting it up on YouTube was great. And then I think another win is more just seeing like the results of what can come then from actually like someone like me who just made a TikTok account purely to promote my OnlyFans back in 2021, but it's now morphed into more of a like vlogging lifestyle account. Right. And that I can actually like receive gifting and get invited to events, restaurants and stuff for free. Like if I just to post about them, it's like sometimes in those moments I'm like, this is crazy. There's an app that you can use, guys, right, called Bulba, and you go on there. You go on there and you'll see a bunch of places in your area that, I mean, I'm not sure if it works like all across the world, but in London it obviously works. Okay, in London it's obviously here. So you go on there and there'll be like loads of different restaurants listed. It's mostly food. There's a lot of bottomless brunches, bars, random things too. Like there's like a vegan perfume place that I went to before. Just a load of different things, right? And you just apply there, and they'll accept you based off of a number of criteria. To be honest, like I want to say out of everything I've applied for, I want to say honestly that like it's been pretty 50-50, the
Right.
places that have rejected me and the places that have accepted me. Like I'm still shocked that I even get accepted to go, because obviously like my content, like sometimes it's not necessarily like super related to, I don't know, like food, but I guess as well for some businesses, like they just are like, we just want you to make a video, we just want to see content being posted about us, you know.
Free marketing.
So like there's so many free things I've been able to
love
do
that.
now. And on the weekend there, literally me and my boyfriend had like a whole date night based off of boba. Like we went to this it was lovely, this new Caribbean restaurant in Ladbroke Grove called House of Flavors.
How was
And
it?
it was actually so nice.
Yeah.
And it was just a really nice place as well. And then we went to this bar called The Pub in Stoke Newington afterwards, and we had a complimentary bar top. And like it's moments like that where I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Like, yeah, maybe some people are out here getting paid brand deals and stuff, right? That's fine. But for someone like me who like I didn't go into this thinking I was going to be doing that. I went
Right.
into this thinking I was doing OnlyFans and that's it, you know. And then like all these other things can come with it. And obviously it's something I've learned in the past 2-3 years. Like it's better to look at yourself as an overall creator than
Right.
just a sex worker
Would
creator.
you
if
call
that makes
yourself an
sense.
influencer then?
I wouldn't call myself that, even to the point where like when I do go into these establishments and I have to like say, oh, sometimes I just say my name, that's fine, but other times you have to give more of an explanation, and like they're like, oh, influencer, you're influencer, and I'm like, yeah, sure. It's like I don't associate with it purely because it's just I don't think that term I could really use,
Right.
you know. Creator, yeah.
Hashtag influencer.
But it is funny, like I feel like I'm cosplaying it sometimes, and I'm like, wow, this is really like funny. You have a bit of imposter syndrome, but you just have to go through it and just be like, I deserve to be here. So yeah, I think those moments too, I'm like, wow, this is kind of a win, because something that like I just post online, and that's why I say to everyone, like, if you do like taking content and you're okay with sharing it, you really should, because you never know what can come from it, and you know, you might as well.
Yeah.
Because
everyone's doing it.
I mean,
Stop
like,
being scared, you little pussy.
you might not be getting like paid brand deals and stuff, but there's things that you'll get people reaching out to you being like, can I send you this, or can I send you that, or we'd love to invite you here, like, you know what I mean? So
Wait, can I just add to that? That's really true, because back when I was doing my sustainable clothing company,
yeah,
let's not mention the name because one day they will be revived.
yeah.
I reached out to a handful of micro influencers, and
Did you?
yeah,
Wow.
we got
Yeah.
some stuff sold. Like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I received literally that pink hoodie that's right there.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with it. It's like an anxiety, has like stress balls in the sleeves. I've already fucking stained it permanently. But it's so cozy. I love it so much. It's like my favorite hoodie that I own. And they just reached out to me and they were like, can we send you one? And you just post about it.
I just want to say
So many free sex toys too.
the
Jesus.
color, amazing.
I know. They had a few different colors. That is Cloud Hoodies, I think the name is.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
Wow.
even just our little routines. You know what? Can I just say the win is like having our podcast routine?
I love it.
Pilates and podcast.
Yeah, it's really good.
We go to our Pilates, we shower, we get ready, we leave, we come back to mine, we eat, we record. It's nice to have that like sense of routine for the
Yeah,
first time really
big
ever
time.
I felt with this job.
Big time.
'Cause, you know,
Gives you, I mean, we've already got that sense of purpose, but then
what? Yeah.
having that routine, I feel like it's good because, you know, we can do things subconsciously, but then also
True.
the things that need our attention and focus more can really get it.
Yeah.
You know, we can really put our effort into
Why
it.
is it easier to do all this with someone else? Like it's like we as humans, I guess we are naturally social. We
Accountability.
we
Yeah.
need human
Yeah.
connection,
Yeah.
but it just makes it so much easier when you do have someone else.
Big time. Babe, I think it's accountability
Yeah.
because
We show up for someone else. I think maybe it's a natural thing, like a subconscious thing. We show up for someone
Yeah.
else more than we show up for ourselves.
true.
And I think that's okay. Like that means that's just more of a reason to have someone else with you, that because you bounce off each other.
I feel like that's very true, especially in the beginning when you don't have that discipline.
Yeah.
But then once you've built up that discipline and that habit, it then does become you show up for yourself and that person.
Yeah.
Whereas before it is
No,
just
I think
that person.
yeah, I think like that is what it is for me.
By
but
the way,
I
it was Venus, guys. It was Venus. Penis energy.
What?
Penis energy. It was Venus who basically at the beginning of the year was like to me, "Hey, do you want to go reformer Pilates with me?"
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And she's like, "By the way, it's not just Pilates; it's a reformer Pilates." I was like, "Yeah, Pilates." And I had been doing Pilates at home for the last couple of years anyway already, right? But I had never heard of reformer Pilates. I just thought she was mad, really.
So she was mad.
And we got to class, and there's all these,
Class.
funky machines.
Machines.
Okay, and then it was really fun, and ever since then, I think she said something about she didn't expect me to come, like, or want to go, or consistently go.
It was just everything. When you first came back into my life this year, like, I would say, "Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Do you want to do this?" And you would say yes to everything, and I was like, does she mean that though?
Right.
Like, is she just saying that? So I asked you multiple times, even Primavera Festival.
Right.
I asked you multiple times, and then eventually I was like, oh, she really is going to come.
And I
then
came through.
once you bought my friend's ticket, I was like, oh, wow, it's actually happening. Holy fuck. Like, it's just so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, this year has been so different based off of the fact that, like, you hit me up again and you were like, hi, girl.
Smacked her.
This is crazy because otherwise I can't even imagine what life would be like.
I just
this
walked
year.
up to her, gave her a punch, uppercut. And
I'd still be weightlifting in the gym, which obviously I will always have a love for it, but I wanted to just do Pilates,
Right. It's so good. It's so fun.
Yeah.
I think we should start wrapping up.
I think we should because I'm sweating in
Same,
this
babe.
hot house.
Very hot.
You know what I was thinking? Like,
What?
in podcast studios and, like, proper studios, or even people who record podcasts in their house, I never hear, like, any noise from the outside, or like any, like, do they also close their windows? Do they sweat in their home?
Babe, it's a multitude of things, right?
Like, what if rain comes down like the way it did? Like, I heard the rain on it the other day.
Right, good question. It's a multitude of things. It's the way that the sound will travel through the room depending on what you've got in the room and what you don't have in the room.
What about rain?
Rain, we couldn't really do much about it because we're really close to the window and we don't have much to, like, kind of muffle the sound and absorb it.
We could have closed the curtains, I guess.
Maybe.
Anyways.
Wow. But I just want to add one thing, actually. So, on the slight tangent or topic of, body dysmorphia and comparing yourself, like, Lord have mercy, I go to these Pilates class and all these girls, like, their bums are just like, everyone's been working really hard, and even Venus is just like enormous gluteus maximus. Like,
oh my gosh.
Fucking ginormous. And then,
you know what? Do you want to know what the main thing is I've heard this
babe,
year?
I look at my ass.
Is you
I'm
saying,
so fucking
your bum
fat.
is so big. Oh my god.
It's just, I will get there. I promise I will get there.
Babe, you have a bum. I'm sorry. Like,
It's kind
you
of,
do.
babe, it's okay.
And I could see it grow. I can see the way that you already
imagine
are.
how flat I must have been
But the
before.
way you already are now, I can see it getting really
Right.
big. You know what I mean?
Do you think so?
Because it's based off of a lot of things, like especially how our bum forms in shape, and I can see that yours is already looking.
All my clients love it.
Yeah, exactly.
All my clients love it. I don't really have any issues with it. I just know that I want it to be bigger.
Also, I think, like, wanting things to be bigger is great, but I also think that, like, it's after doing weightlifting for so long and being like, building ass, even though I knew that, like, yeah, okay, I did have, like, my bum does stand out on my body, right? It's just the way my body is. I still will be like, okay, I gotta make it bigger, and then, you just focus on specific body parts a lot versus
Right.
I think Pilates is like you just kind of think about full body, how it works
Right.
together. That's kind of what I wanted and
yeah.
what I felt like I needed.
I want to say something. I want to say that when I specifically mention, like, other people in our class who might have certain, like, physique or whatnot, the reason I point it out is because in my head it's like and specifically with you as well, it is motivating. It's the fact that you've worked so hard and the person looking at you they will never know how much effort they've put into it, actually. I will never truly understand what it feels like to be you or what you've put in, right? But I do know that you've done it, and that if I keep, going a certain way, I can get it too. Mm-hmm. So I'm coming.
It's kind of interesting. It's like, I wonder, like, because when you build muscle, but then you stop doing those exercises, technically it will go. But I think when you've been doing, like, it does it really disappear? I don't know how that works. I think it's, if like if I was to go back now to the gym and start weightlifting, my strength would be lower, but it's on muscle memory kind of, right?
Exactly. You would regret.
It's like
Yes.
It's like a sleeper build, sleepy muscles.
Sleepy, wake up.
Um,
You'd regain it quicker.
but yeah, wow. This is like the longest we've talked for. An hour 16.
I would say don't go back to the gym because you might just end up breaking the earth.
Okay.
Shattering it.
On that note,
When she goes to sit on her boyfriend's lap and then his knees break.
oh my god, you made me think of like a few years back when I sat on his lap and his whole fucking crotch busted open, like the seams in his crotch of his trousers.
Crazy.
It was like busted open. Okay, guys, this has been
Kinda
really
weirdly
great
romantic.
episode. Again, we went into it thinking we were going to talk about something else.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was good to just talk about like, you know, your body image, your self-esteem, your
Content.
self-confidence as a
Yeah.
creator, a sex worker, just, yeah. And I think like there's always more to say about this. I think it's something that like we should definitely delve into a good bit on this podcast
Yeah.
because, yeah, I feel like there's a lot to be said for developing an ability to like just
Being confident with yourself, uploading yourself, and just...
I guess it'll just be a good place for us to express how you feel.
I think,
about everything up to do with like.
And just know you're not alone out there, right? Like, we're out here doing our stuff, and whether you're queer, cis, trans...
We could start a little like Discord group.
No, literally.
Oh my
We
god! Like
will.
I've seen all the girlies do.
If we hit
Boppin Around Discord.
Yeah, actually, and I'll manage it. Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'll do something, I swear.
Oh my god! Yeah, you could so do that.
Yes.
For you, it's like I think you need to learn. You're still learning like how social media works or something.
Pretty much.
Which is so funny when you think
Yeah.
about it, because like obviously, okay, we're like there's like 3.5 years between us, right? You're Gen Z, I'm technically millennial,
Right.
So it is kind of funny that it's like, but it's more so the fact that you're just getting used to it. Sure, I didn't even fucking know how it really worked until I started doing sex work.
Right.
Like, yeah, I knew how it worked in a certain sense, but sure, TikTok didn't even fucking exist until around the
I
time
want to
was
clarify something actually for people listening. It's not that I don't know how to use it, but it's rather that majority of people do know how to use it. But once you start creating, there's a whole other aspect.
I think you're actually really good at like you're already looking at analytics and all that. It's just more that you need to like.
I've only started doing that more because of you, honey. TikTok Creative Studio. I've been looking at that more because of you.
No, but I feel like
And
you
stuff like
dived right in there. Like sometimes I just
A little bit.
I feel like I don't focus sometimes on analytics and like numbers and shit like
Right.
that. I focus just more on like I don't know the external, like the.
Showing your tits. No, I was. Sorry.
But no, you're getting into the flow of it more.
I screamed. Listen, everyone. I screamed. I opened my OF the other day just to like look at it.
Oh my god.
First thing I see was Venus with her tits out, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, because I forgot. Like I was posting a lot more just like lewd content for a bit there, but now I'm kind of getting back into posting like
yeah,
you know what?
I'm
Let me do
happy.
full titties, like
I'm
you
like
know.
that. It's good. Yeah.
It just depends really on the day, the month, the year. But yeah, you
The
see my titties, that's
period.
fine. You can just give me likes, and
do,
I actually don't really see your content. I don't go on the home feed too
Sorry,
much.
I haven't actually uploaded in the last few
Oh,
days.
you need to get on your shit. Right, we need to go. But guys, I
Yes.
hope you took something away from this. And you know what? If no one's told you today, you look like a bad bitch.
And your love.
You're sexy.
Yeah.
You're sexy.
Make sure you use a lot of lube.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's it. She's getting cut off. You've listened to Boppin' Around. Bye, guys.
Ciao.